Hello, internets. This is Uncertainty42 here to show you how to make Wobblebase in FL Studio using the Harmless plugin. I know there's a lot of tutorials out on the web showing how to do this, but didn't find any as a beginner myself that really kind of fleshed it out fully, so hopefully I can provide that to you. So first thing we're going to do, we just got just the basic template here with the kick, clap, hat, snare, all that sort of stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to add the Harmless plugin. A lot of great presets in this plugin that are really easy to tweak. One that I found is particularly good for Wobblebase is the Reckless DMBFG tone. Here, I tend to take off the flanger, it's just a little bit much. Turn up the heating a little bit and change this out to a saw. Kind of gets me a tone that I enjoy a bit more. So the key for Wobblebase is essentially you're adjusting the low pass filter as a track is playing. Specifically, it's this frequency knob here that you're adjusting. So you can see as I'm adjusting the knob here, you get that kind of wobble sound. So the trick is that we need to automate this. And there's a few different ways to do that, so I'm going to show you the way that I'm familiar with. So we're going to start out, we're just going to make a simple bass line. Let's go down to C4 here. There we are. And we'll do maybe something a little more minor sounding. Let's see how that sounds. That's pretty good. Alright. Nothing great, but it's enough to work with. Okay, so now let's lay this down in our piano roll. We'll do it a few times just for posterity's sake. Let's change this to cell. There we go. Alright, make sure it's all lined up. Alright, now for the making it wobble bit. So what you're going to want to do is keep the piano roll open and then open up the plugin, the Harmless plugin, right click on frequency, and you're going to want to say edit events and piano roll. Then what we're going to want to do is let's just do something kind of basic here. What I'm doing is I'm right clicking and I'm highlighting this area here, and I'm going to the drop down. I'm selecting tools and you'll see LFO here. So we're going to select LFO. And you can see that we've got a lot of different things that we can do here. Let's just do something kind of rudimentary. Let's do 2 steps just to see how it sounds. And you can see down here, this is that low pass filter oscillating up and down, which is what gives it effectively that wobble tone. Let's bring the range up a little bit. Good enough. Alright, let's see how that sounds. So you see we got a pretty effective wobble tone there. And you can even see on the piano roll what we've done. Now let's go ahead and shake it up a little bit. So what I'm doing is just Control A, Control C. And I'm going to make a new pattern. Don't need to name it. And we'll just shift this down to an A sharp, B flat if you like. Alright, so we'll do something a little different with this one. And we're just going to edit events and piano roll. We'll full screen this. Now, what I'm doing is I'm going to manually kind of paint in some patterns. So first thing is, I always like to use the right click. If you use the left click, you get this awful steppy kind of horribleness. I don't like that. But if you right click, you can do something like this. So that'll kind of fade in twice. Actually, there we go. And then we'll speed it up for this bit here. Go to LFO once again, and if you right-click on speed, you can adjust it to various different step lengths. Quickest one is 1 step, so since we did 2 step in the last one, we'll do 1 step here. You also notice that you can tweak with the shape. I tend to stick with the square wave for any kind of wobble bass just because it's a little more defined. But you may want to use one of the other waveforms if you're going for a specific sound, but good enough for now. So let's go ahead and see how this sounds. Bring this back to the front. Alright, that's pretty good. So let's sequence this out and see how the whole thing sounds when it's all together. So what we'll do is we'll just do a pattern 1, pattern 2 kind of thing. Right, cooperate. There we go. Whatever. Good enough. And one little tip for those of you maybe new to using the software, if you're in the sequencer here and you click on a pattern, you see it automatically changes over here, so it kind of prevents you from having to go to the drop down every time. And we'll just move all this up to track 1. That's not what I wanted to do. Alright, let's just make a basic drum beat. And we'll just come down on the 3rd beat. That should be good enough. And maybe we'll even give it a little more definition with a hi-hat. Off we go. Let's see how it sounds. Alright, that's wobble bass alright. So once again, what you're doing is you're adjusting the frequency of the low pass filter by use of automation. There's a lot of different ways you could do this, like you can make an automation clip if you wanted to. I find it to be a bit more cumbersome to do it this way as you're kind of marking everything out, but you can get the same kind of effects. Like if you really wanted to morph the wave sign, like for instance here I'm going from a really low point in the filter to a high point in the filter, you can kind of adjust it a little more specifically, but it's kind of hard to do it quickly, you know, like 1 step, 2 step, with any form of precision by using an automation clip. It's best to use automation clips if you're trying to achieve a different tone rather than just the stereotypical dubstep wobble bass, if you will. Alright, that's really it. My next tutorial, I'll be showing you how to do wobble bass tone inside of Sytrus plugin. So, thanks for watching. If this video was helpful to you, give me a like or check out some of the other videos on my channel. Thanks. Bye.